Hey everyone, Dan at Bushcraft. Today we are going to make some char cloth, and I'm going to show you guys what for me is pretty much the fastest, easiest way to make it, the way that I make it regularly. For you that like to practice or would like to learn primitive fire making skills, flint and steel, I use cotton rounds. You can get these at the dollar store. That's where I buy mine. And they work absolutely perfect. So all you need is those and some type of a small tin like an Altoids tin. These work absolutely perfect. Here's my old one from my last batch that I made. It would work again if I wanted to. And you can see the round circles inside where the cotton rounds were sitting. We'll go ahead and use a new one. And I'm going to open these up. So I really like doing flint and steel fires, and these cotton rounds just make really, really nice char cloth. So you can put in 6, 8, whatever. We'll put in about 6, I think, here. So there's 4, we'll get 2 more. Be sure 100% cotton, by the way. It says right on the outside 100% pure cotton. That is important because if it's not cotton and it's something else, it may not act the way you want it to. So I'm going to put 6 of these in here. Seal that up. You don't need any hole or anything at all. I know a lot of people say to put a hole in the can. I've never need one. And what I'm going to show you, for me, I've got a fire going behind us. I'm going to set this down in the coals, and I'm just going to walk away, and I'm going to wait 10 minutes. That's it. I'm not going to sit. You learn things over time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And like the very first time I was following instructions from someone else, and they were saying, okay, you got to drill a hole in the can, and then you got to watch for smoke to come out of the can and different things. And what I learned over time is you don't need to do any of that. It takes about 10 minutes. 10 minutes is just about perfect. So no hole, cotton rounds, slide this down in the coals, wait 10 minutes, come back. I'm gonna cover it up with cold, damp sand because it's February out here. Cool the can down. And then when everything's cool, open it up, char cloth. Okay, fire's been burning for a while. I've got a whole bunch of coals down in there. Here's my Altoids tin. I'm just gonna shove it down in there, and I'm gonna bury it in the coals. So I've got hot coals on the sides, hot coals on the top covering it. And see, I take my watch off so you guys can see. It's 10:54 on my watch right now. We're just gonna wait 10 minutes. So while that's doing its thing over there, this is basically just a bushcraft quick tip for you guys. I usually try to do a bushcraft quick tips or some type of a gear review on Wednesday. Again, I'm out here practicing fire skills up on the high desert, as well as riding my ATV and enjoying the day. So there will be a new video this Saturday on a fire kit, making yourself a very, very cool fire kit that works for emergency survival, works for practicing bushcraft, and having fun, learning primitive skills along the way. So check that out this Saturday. But in the meantime, I wanted to make up a fresh batch of char cloth and show you guys how I do it. And again, these cotton rounds, different brands, what doesn't matter as long as it's 100% cotton, says right on the label. Grab them at the dollar store. And you know, I eat Altoids on a regular basis, so I always have the Altoids tins, and you have what you need. And again, you learn these things over time. You might pick up a survival book or something and it says, okay, you got to have a can, you got to put a hole in the can, You got to watch for smoke to come out of the can or for smoke to stop coming out of the can. I don't even remember what it said. It's been so long since I did my very first round. But what I learned over time is none of those things are necessary. I started timing it, and so I just learned over time and can pass on to you guys that if you put it in the coals and you leave it for just 10 minutes, it's going to be perfectly good to go when you come back to the fire. So we started at 10:54. It is just now turning 11 o'clock. So what is that, 6 minutes? So in 4 minutes, we'll take 2 sticks, I'll reach in the coals, I'll pull that can out, and I'll pull it right up into the damp, cool sand, and we'll bury it for a little while. And then that way it can't combust from sudden exposure to a whole bunch of oxygen when it's burning hot in there. And we'll open that up and we will have char cloth. And I already have 1 full can of char cloth, which you'll see in my coming fire kit video, but I will have another round ready to go to replace what I'm using with. So let me pause you guys again. When I come back, we will be pulling that out of the fire, out of the coals, and burying it in some cool sand. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but there's my time. We are at 11:04, 20 seconds. So it's been right about 10 minutes. I'm just going to pull that out of the coals. Here's my can, is right down here. And I'm going to pull that out of the coals. And I'm going to slide that right back up here into some wet sand, cool, damp sand. And I'm going to bury it. So you guys can see that's buried in the wet, cool sand. And we'll just let that sit there for a little while. Okay, that's been in the sand for about 5 minutes. That's all it takes. I'm going to get this out, and then we're going to move because the smoke's changed direction. But it's in this damp sand. It's going to be nice and cool. And I'll show you guys real quick, and then we'll move into the shade. You see that? We now have char cloth. And these will take a spark with a flint and steel absolutely beautifully. All right, show you guys that again. So this was my Altoids tin. We put it in the fire. We just timed 10 minutes, closed the lid up tight. And we have, here's our 100% cotton rounds. As you can see, they're smaller now. They've shrunk up in size, but that's perfect right there. Lay that little piece right there, any one of these, on top of a piece of flint, hit it with your steel, and you put it in your tinder bundle, blow, you'll have fire. You'll see me do that this Saturday. Again, this is the quick tip, how to make your char cloth. We'll actually get some fire going with the char cloth and maybe some sagebrush bark or something for Saturday's video. So quick, easy way of how to make your char cloth. It doesn't have to be overthought with drilling holes and watching for smoke and different things like that. Just bury it in your coals, seal up your can, wait 10 minutes, pull it out, put it in some cool sand or dirt for 5 minutes, open it up, you're done. That quick, that easy. Dan at Ochco Bushcraft. Again, stay tuned. Check out this Saturday. We're going to do a fire kit, great little fire kit for survival, for bushcraft, for learning and gaining new knowledge, as well as just having fun. Take care, everyone.